How's it going, coyotes? I have to do a little bit of shopping. That's pretty much the story of my life. We go shopping all the time. We almost have like cots set up at the grocery store. I think we put most of the kids through college at the local grocery store just on our spending alone. Yeah, but I wanted to shoot the breeze with you for a minute. First things first, thanks for all the comments and the views on the latest Singing with Abandon. It's a Different Life on the Farm. That was pretty special. Hey, I thought that was a nice little consolation there when I think my mom kind of helped me out there up in that crazy old barn. And I've had some great comments about it. People really like the song and the video. I am going to try to keep that going. Excuse me. What was the other thing? My life as a musician, as a musical person, as a songwriter. Why did I want to talk about that? Somebody commented about why is this guy not famous or something like that. It's very flattering. That's a very nice compliment. I'm 50. I turned 50 in April, and I've been writing songs, like some of you know. I've said this on a lot of videos, but pretty much since I started playing guitar at about 16 years old, I started writing songs. The music, I don't know a lot about it. All I know is I've been writing songs. I'm not very good with money. I'm not very good with deep social, political, psychological analysis and such. I'm not good with a lot of things, but I'm a decent tradesman. But I think God's given me the ability to write songs. And poetry, because basically poetry, I guess, hey, that's what a song is. It's a poem with a melody. So, but man, if I had a nickel, really, I'd have probably $5. If I had a nickel for every time someone said a comment or compliment like that, like, man, your stuff should be out there. And you know what? God's will. We don't really know. It's really hard to tell. And sometimes, like my wife said a while back, like I said, I've been doing this I got married at 23. So I've been married for 27 years coming up here in July. And I had some pretty low times there where because I did think I was, called to be a songwriter, to be a musician, or to be, I guess, famous, I suppose. And that was, I think at about when I turned 30 and I realized, maybe I'm not going to make it. But actually it was kind of a nice relief in a way. I was like, I think I set a date in my mind that 30 was I was going to be somewhere by 30, and then 40 rolled around, and then 50 rolled around, and life went on, and the children kept coming and pitter-pattering up and down the hallways, and that was all beautiful. And that was the season of life I was in, was just raising my kids and trying to deal with it and keep food on the table and so on. So but the music business, the little bit I knew. See, when I lived back in Edmonton, that's the capital city of Alberta, and I did a little bit of time there. My wife was in school. She was in education and at the University of Alberta, and I was just a bum. Like, I just worked at a warehouse and didn't really have much. But she was my younger sister, just a year younger than me. They were best friends. So I got to know my wife back then through my sister, and we just got along very well, and we were really good friends. And then we realized we should get married because we never fight or anything about anything. We just got along. We could visit for hours and hours and drink pots of coffee, and we had a great, and still do have a great relationship. I say this to people, and a lot of people don't believe me when I say it, but we've never fought ever in all 27 years. We've never fought about anything. We've never had a fight. Like, you hear about, we fight. The best part of fighting is making up and these things, and we get I'm not saying blah blah blah. I'm just saying with us, and I think God knows our character, because we're very wimpy. Both my wife and I were pretty soft, and we just, the only time we've ever gotten in not a disagreement, but we've been stressed out. And it's usually, like most of you married couples know, it's usually over external forces. Money is probably the one, and the lack thereof. But we never would fight with each other. Like, yeah, well, if you would make more money, or yeah, well, if you'd get a job, or whatever, it's just something. We'd just be like, we'd be impatient, I suppose, with one another. But never fought. 27 years. Touch wood. And I don't think we ever will. It's just not in our nature. So why was I telling you that? Well, back when we were married, we lived in Edmonton. We started having a family right away, and my oldest son we had two children. I just remember this one night because I was trying to make it in music. So my brother and I, Luke and then my brother Jeremy, he joined us a little later, but I don't even know if he was there yet. He plays bass. We were playing at some little bar, playing folk music and jumping around like idiots. Me and my brother Luke, and playing lots of energy, and tried to, we played, I'll just tell you, we played for the whole weekend. I think it was Friday and Saturday, 4 hours each night. We had to rent our little bit of equipment because we didn't have enough money for a PA system. So we had to rent our equipment, and for that weekend, for the 8 hours, we got $400 between Luke and I. And then when my brother Jeremy joined us, we split that 3 ways. So that was a lot of work. But I remember coming home one night, and my wife was on the couch. She was trying to keep the one baby, which was Thomas, our oldest, and we had another baby, Taylor, the second oldest boy. She's trying to, bounce him on her knee, trying to keep him asleep, and the other one was crying on the floor. And I came in the door. It was probably 3:30 in the morning, and she just looked at me. She didn't have to say too much. She just looked. She did say, I can't do this. And I said, yeah, I get it. And I frankly hated it anyways. The music, like going into these bars, not just the smoke and noise, but if you listen to my song Open Stage, that's kind of what it's about, because that's how we started, was on the open stages, playing in all these places, and it just wasn't very fun. So that was it. I was done. I quit basically the music side of it there. I would still write songs. I couldn't help that. But years went by. I moved shortly after that. I found a job back in the town I live in, the town I was raised in. And my wife and I moved back there. We actually moved to a smaller little town outside of where I live. where my wife is from. And we started raising our kids there. And I worked actually at a furniture store. I sold furniture for a while and delivered it and so on. Just what you had to do to make ends meet. Now, I'm sorry I'm being so long-winded here. I just wanted to say that, tell you a little bit about my music. Now, why I never made it, let's say. I mean, I had some good songs, I guess, but back then, just like now, I had no idea what to do with them. I tried the little bit I could to make demo tapes. I'm pulled over here. I'm just out in the country a wee bit. I tried to make demo tapes. I tried to, local radios. Obviously, like I said, we did quite a few months of playing these small bars here and there, but that didn't matter. The next thing I knew, I had a bunch of kids, like 4 or 5 kids, and I was like, no money really, and I had to get a job. So that's when I started my trade. I was 30 years old when I started my trade. But the music was always in the background. I mean, it was always there. And I didn't know why. Like, I'd written, I don't know how much, like over 100 songs, and some better than others. But so then years later, I mean, Lonely Man and some of these songs that our local little crowd, because we started playing music around this area. Me and my brothers, we were the Lawrence boys, and we like Canaan's Land and some of those. That's a remake of that we got, and I thought, okay, well, I guess iTunes. I'll try that. iTunes was the thing, and you know what? I put Lonely Man on iTunes, and I put oh come on, Joe. Open Stage. I put that on iTunes. My brother Liam recorded it. My other brothers singing it and play. And Lonely Man, I used something called an aggregator, which is a way to get your music onto iTunes and Spotify and all these other ones, but they cost money. When it was all done, I think I'd spent about $150 to get Lonely Man and Open Stage onto iTunes. And I told all my friends, I told all my friends and family, and they were all going to buy my Lonely Man for $1, of which I think I made 60 cents a thing, or 50 cents. And to this day, now this was 11 years ago, maybe more, I think I made $53. That's why I give the songs away. I'm like, what's the point? People donate. I have made so much more money by people just being kind and generous and donating over the website. It's very awesome. So that's maybe what the next move is. Now that YouTube is here, and I made a friend in Steve Wallace. I've got some subscribers. I got some coyotes in my pack now. Maybe this is the way God wants me. I don't know. I certainly don't want to try to guess. I'm just going to keep going with what's going on, and it's been very good. Everybody's been so generous and kind, and I'll just keep going. I'll just keep making music. This has turned out to be, I can see it's almost 15 minutes now. If you managed to listen to me for that long, I appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I'm really close to 2,000 hours, like just a few hours away from getting my 2,000 of 4,000 hours. So that's pretty cool. Like, the view time is really helping. So thanks to all you guys. Angler, for sure. Angler 2058. He's watched a lot of my stuff over and over. Karen T has watched a lot of you guys. I thank you for just putting things on playlists and increasing that time. 4,000 hours, that's a lot. Wow. But we're getting there. We're almost halfway there. So thanks for that. that's about it. I should probably turn around and get back to town. I've kind of headed out of town here talking. But I just wanted to say thanks for all the views. Thanks for all the support financially, spiritually. I know some of you guys have told me a lot that you're praying for me and my family in this time. Thank you very much for that too. Yeah, the pack. I think the pack, we're going to take off. We're doing good. All right, so God bless. Talk to you later. Yip, yip.